Conrad Murray is back in public conversation because the story did not end when he walked out of jail. Years after his conviction in connection with Michael Jackson's death, Murray has continued trying to rebuild a medical career, this time outside the United States. On April 25, 2026, Murray was back in headlines after a new update revisited where he is now, what happened after prison, and how his name remains tied to one of the most examined celebrity deaths in modern music history. Before we continue, subscribe, like, and share to support Starline Daily for more verified celebrity updates and trending entertainment news. The timeline begins long before the trial. Murray, a cardiologist, met Michael Jackson in 2006 after being called to treat Jackson's daughter during a trip to Las Vegas. By 2009, Jackson was preparing for his planned This Is It concerts in London, and Murray had been hired as his personal physician. On June 25, 2009, Michael Jackson died in Los Angeles at age 50. The official cause was acute propofol intoxication, with other sedatives also involved, and the death was ruled a homicide. That ruling did not automatically decide criminal guilt, but it did become the center of the case that followed. Murray was charged with involuntary manslaughter and pleaded not guilty. His defense argued that Jackson had taken additional medication while Murray was not watching. Prosecutors argued that Murray's medical care was grossly negligent, including the use of propofol outside a hospital setting and without proper monitoring. In November 2011, a jury found Murray guilty of involuntary manslaughter. He was sentenced to 4 years in custody. Murray continued to maintain that he was innocent, but the conviction made him legally responsible in the criminal case. The next major turn came in October 2013. Murray was released from Los Angeles Men's Central Jail after serving just under 2 years. His attorney said at the time that the shortened time was tied to custody credit rules, not simply good behavior. For Murray, the release ended one chapter, but it did not restore his standing in American medicine. His medical licenses became another major part of the story. Public reporting from the years after the conviction described his Texas license as revoked, while his California and Nevada licenses were suspended. Murray also pursued efforts connected to reinstatement, but a confirmed current U.S. medical license reinstatement has not been publicly confirmed. After leaving custody, Murray continued to speak publicly about the verdict and his desire to practice medicine again. In 2016, he said he was offering unpaid consultations in Florida, while insisting he was not breaking the law. That detail kept the public question alive. Was Murray returning to medicine or trying to work around the limits placed on him in the United States? The clearest answer came years later in Trinidad and Tobago. Murray, who has deep Caribbean roots, eventually moved back there. In 2023, he opened the DCM Medical Institute in El Socorro, San Juan. At the launch, he described the project as part of his effort to continue medical work and said he had faced professional resistance after returning. The Trinidad and Tobago update also included a legal wrinkle. Public reporting there said Murray had previously taken legal action connected to the Medical Board of Trinidad and Tobago after a dispute over annual registration fees and requirements for documentation. Before the institute opened, he had reportedly practiced private medicine at a nursing home in Chaguanas. That is why Murray's current status is more complicated than a simple, "Where is he now?" answer. In the United States, his professional status remains tied to the consequences of the Jackson case. In Trinidad and Tobago, he has continued presenting himself as a practicing medical professional and opened a medical institute bearing his initials. For Michael Jackson's fans, the update also reopens a painful part of the singer's final chapter. Jackson was preparing for a major comeback when he died, and the circumstances of his death became a legal, medical, and cultural story that has followed Murray ever since. As of the latest available public information, Conrad Murray is associated with DCM Medical Institute in Trinidad and Tobago, while his U.S. medical license situation remains defined by the suspensions and revocation reported after his conviction. The open public question is not whether the case ended in court. It did. But how Murray's medical work abroad will continue to be viewed as Michael Jackson's legacy remains under worldwide attention. Thank you for supporting Starline Daily.